So my definition of success is constant growth. I think it's difficult in my job to always measure, to put something to it. So my way I see success is constant growth. From an emotional perspective, it's important to grow emotionally, to become more mature, especially in the role of sales that I'm in. You need to get harder and harder by the day. Bottom line growth is obviously a massive line of success, and that's what obviously how you measure yourself. So it tests me regularly, I'll be honest with you. I think being a hunter isn't always the nicest thing to be, because you knock on doors all day and you probably get 99 no's and 1 yes. But it's a challenge that you've got to believe in your product. I think that's my saving grace every day. I've got a brand that I can back and fall onto. And the biggest thing is I see a challenge is to meet the right person. It's always to get that right decision maker, which can change the ball game completely. And that's my challenge, to make sure I sit in front of the right guy. By the time I get to him, I know exactly what I need to say and how I need to do it. So my 2018, I'll be honest with you, was a tough year, but a great year in the same way. Actually, the other day, I was an MC at an event and I had to summarize the year 2018, and I couldn't really put a sentence together, and I Googled a little bit, and according to the Chinese calendar, 2018 is the year of the dog. I kid you not, it's the year of the dog, and it's so appropriate because I think you run like a dog all day. You need to be disciplined like a dog. Sometimes you're bad, sometimes you're good. But I mean, in the end, you survive. And that's the most important. I think financially, with the economy, I think you can't really blame anything on that. I had an up and down year. I had a new child, which was a drastic change in my life. But I mean, in the end, it was great success, and I'm happy with 2018. I mean, we tapped into a lot of new markets across our businesses. And I can speak from out of 4 out of our 7 that we really engage into new markets, and I mean, it's been a challenge. Market education was a massive thing that we need to address going forward, and a lot of things that I think the trends of the market has changed drastically. I mean, if you looked in the past, you had a client from a storage perspective that wanted self-motion lighting, and they wanted staff that they wanted to see and help them carry into the unit, and that has basically completely changed. I think people, and it's the more younger generation that we're trying to tap in, have literally they want to store their stuff away. They're not really focused on the small nitty-gritty things that will chase your capex, which is a massive thing for us in the property industry. So a lot of trends have changed, but it's been a good year. I think we're on the upward curve, still as it is, no matter how tough the year was with new markets and everything. And I think we're discovering ourselves and setting ourselves apart from any other competitor currently. A lot of my good ideas come from my wife. I'll be honest with you, she's my pillar behind me. But I think most of my ideas come to me when I'm as relaxed as possible. And that is either when I'm on the golf course or even when I'm driving from Pretoria to Joburg, sitting in traffic, listening to some good music. That's when my mind keeps going and ticking over, and that's when I come up with my great ideas. I must be honest with you, I think with the economy as it is, I mean, if I can just take the workspace as a very good example, people have sort of realigned their budgets. So their biggest thing is they need a business address. So instead of having a seat within a co-working area, paying a certain amount of money, they'll rather just want a physical address. So that type of trend has changed, and that's something that's getting bigger and bigger every day, by the day. I think if you look at businesses around us in competitive space, our biggest challenge is number one, and I think it's going to come hard next year, is obviously price and the value that you bring to the client. It's not always a client that just wants a seat or just wants storage. It's that added extra services. If you want a storage unit, where can I get the boxes from? Can you deliver me boxes? It's all about convenience, and going forward, I think in 2019, something that we will be one of our biggest focus is service. I think service is probably the biggest neglected thing in South Africa, and to set yourself apart, service is going to be our biggest thing. It's all about the client, and that's our focus. That we mustn't always worry about the small things of elements like price and that and location and that, but literally just putting up service. I think the moment your inquiry comes is to give a call immediately instead of an email. Small things that have changed that our people are after. It's not always price, but I think service is a massive win that's going to take us through 2019. I feel my biggest asset to myself is my mouth and the way I build a relationship. I think that's key in what I do every day, and that puts me apart from the rest. I think from the environment that I'm in, sales, specifically in business development, relationship and getting to know your client, getting to know the person next to you is worth more than a lot more. My family and my kids, I'll be honest with you, and a massive motivation is my people in my close circle. I've got a mentor. A big part in that is the man upstairs. I think he plays a massive role in me as a person, because you can only motivate yourself. I don't think there's anything in life. Money can motivate you to a certain extent. I think you need to go over and above that, and that's my key. How I motivate myself is through the power at be. So I think motivation to others, to team members, is how you do stuff. I think I always have the saying, you must never try maar nooit probeer autoriteit afdwing nie. You must earn it. And to earn authority and respect, I think, is the best way to motivate someone. The way you treat people. I think if I take the people that work with me in the office, the way you work motivates them, because if you do your part, they will do yours. And to always have that emotional sort of relationship with a person, to know what goes on in their life, because that always have effect on their work, the way they behave. So if you understand that, every person's motivation is different, I feel, and I think that's key. So my favorite TV series is Spoorloos on Kyknet. It's definitely that.
You're Afrikaans, right?
Yeah, I'm Afrikaans. Very Afrikaans. That's one of my all-time favorite series, I'll be honest with you. I don't watch a lot of TV, but that's the one series when my house goes quiet and me and my wife can sit after dinner on a Tuesday evening, we watch Spoorloos. Music is something that changes weekly, I'll be honest with you. I like a little bit of a pump action. So Xander Van Biljon is definitely one of my top in my playlist. And then of course, you have your standard Afrikaans hits that I must say I enjoy, like a Snotkop and a Joe Black. So there's quite a variety of things, but yeah, I must say Xander Van Biljon always puts me in a great mood. The one person I'd love to meet is Lance Armstrong. A lot of people criticize him for what he did, and I know it's not right. But the character that him as an individual showed from a young boy up to when he won Tour de France, I think irrelevant of the drugs he used and everything he went through, I think his commitment and his will that he wanted to win was massive. I think irrelevant if you use a substance, you still have to train the hours to put in, and that's what I admire of him through his cancer and everything. The effort he put in, irrelevant that he used drugs. I think that contradicts what I say, but it's one individual that I would really, really love to meet. Oxygen changed the company's vision. The example I used the other day is you made us aware of what's going on outside. We have a lot more focused way of seeing business. The effort that you guys put into our business, into the 4 out of the 7 that you've worked with this year, I mean, the success has been immaculate. I can press on your button at 9 o'clock at night and oxygen's there to produce. From a strategical point of view, awareness point of view, marketing point of view, I think you guys have been the key to put everything together. And in 2019, when you guys head up more than the 4 businesses and take the full-on group to another level, it's just going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what's going to come in 2020, because I think then the real fruit we'll see and taste. And yeah, I think it's just been an amazing group of people to work with.